Mo Kelly, live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. Let's talk some movies, but free movies. Vizio TV's Watch Free Plus app movies with Chris Woolsey, Associate Director of Communications. How you doing, my friend?
I am well. And yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm still recuperating from the 4th of July weekend.
That I am as well.
I did a little too much on Friday.
I did too. I took my daughter to the Anime Expo down at Crypto.
Oh, you did go?
I did, and we cosplayed and everything.
Did you tell Twala?
I did not.
Oh, because he's the one. He's the anime expert around here.
Is he? Okay.
Oh, yes,
I'll hit him up on the way out then.
Yes.
Yep. We had a grand time, but I think I walked 25,000 steps or some crazy thing and almost had to get carried to the car.
Not good.
No. So I feel you.
We're close in age. And I mention that because we know good and well it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
That it is.
Speaking of 4th of July, it's set on the 4th of July.
Yep.
But it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jaws did not get to benefit, the franchise did not get to benefit, by and large, from all of the good things which came out of it. In other words, you had this cottage industry of shark movies decades later.
Yes.
But they had nothing to do with Jaws. You had Sharknado and any other. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, I think it was a incredibly original idea. And I think Spielberg was an unbelievably talented. I think he was a genius. I think it was lightning in a bottle. And I think he touched on something that was so primal.
The fear aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember as a kid, my sisters told me they went to go see Jaws. I couldn't go see it because I was too little. And they came back from the theater and told me that Jaws got into a swimming pool in the movie.
Oh, that's so wrong.
It was so wrong. And of course, we had a swimming pool. And so I was terrified the entire summer going into my swimming pool that somehow the logic held that there was going to be a shark getting into my swimming pool. So
the reason I mentioned that, because on the Watch Free Plus app, you have Shark Attack on Vizio's Watch Free Plus app. How did you decide that, and what do you think about that, given the backdrop of what Jaws did?
Sure. So we at Vizio, we love movies, and so we get together at least once a quarter, and we just sit down. The marketing team and the geniuses in our programming team and acquisitions, and we all get together and we go, what are we excited about doing next? And we all got together, and our programming team is just amazing. And we started talking about shark movies and just how much we all love them. And they're so much fun. And we were like, well, it's going to be perfect. It's going to line up with the summer. Mm-hmm. We're going to get every shark movie we can. You know, there's Shark Week on Discovery and all that. So it makes sense there. And we're just going to pack. We have almost 50 shark movies, I think, on
50
on the Shark Attack hub. I mean, we have, and we'll talk about some specifics, but ridiculous sand shark, mountain shark, Santa Jaws. I think we have it's the most ridiculous list of shark movies. Shark Lake with Dolph Lundgren, who, by the way, I think we've talked about this before, is a Fulbright scholar.
He's brilliant.
He is.
Yes.
He is. Yeah. He has his master's degree in chemical engineering.
He's smarter than me. That's all I know.
This is true.
I mention that also because this is around the time of year that we have Comic-Con. And one of my fondest memories, and I know Tuala will remember this, we had a chance to interview the director of Sharknado 1 and 2, Anthony C. Ferrante.
Yes.
Can you tell me that there's any Sharknado coming up on Vizio Watch Free TV Plus?
We have the Sharknado trifecta at the moment. So we have Sharknado 1, and then because there were so many unanswered questions, there is Sharknado 2, and then, of course, 3. So we have the entire canon, as it were, of Sharknado films. Ian Ziering at his finest, Tara Reid, John Hurd.
It is so strange how that just became a phenomenon, because the whole idea is ridiculous on its face.
Yes.
But then it just turned into this phenomenon.
So It has made over $4 billion with a B worldwide, the franchise.
Ow!
And the funniest part of this is Steve Guttenberg was apparently offered one of the lead roles when they were casting the film, and he turned it down, saying, "This is ridiculous. It's never going to make any money." And then, of course, Ian Ziering bought 14 vacation homes with the money that he made on this franchise. And then
he made more money on this than he did Beverly Hills 90210, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that is correct. I'm not his accountant, but I'm going to say yes. And then, so Steve Guttenberg immediately said yes to the spin-off film La Valantula that the same production entity made.
Okay, outside of Sharknado 1, 2, and 3, what else do you have coming? I don't want to say it's for Shark Week, but we'll call it Shark Attack.
It is definitely the Shark Attack Hub, and you can watch the Shark Attack Hub on your Vizio TV by going to the on-demand section for Watch Free Plus, or if you don't have a Vizio TV, you can download the free Vizio app, and there is a Shark Attack channel that you can watch on your mobile device. But I think this is actually my current favorite shark film outside of Jaws, and that is 2003's Open Water.
I saw that. Wait a minute. They did more than one of those, didn't they?
They did 3. So
I didn't know that. I saw the first one, but I didn't see the other 2.
We have the trifecta of Open Water as well, based on a true story of Tom and Eileen Lonergan, who were left in shark-infested waters in the Great Barrier Reef when their scuba diving crews left without them.
Did that company ever get sued?
I believe they folded, if I'm not mistaken.
That's usually a company killer, no pun intended.
Yeah, one would think. Yeah, definitely. It's hard to get back in the game after doing something like that.
Give me 1, 2, or 3 more real quick before we go to break.
I will give you 3 more, and that is the 2022 franchise Bull Shark. Now,
watch your mouth.
Exactly. Now, I'm not sure if you know this fact, but bull sharks can actually reset their metabolism to live in fresh water.
I did not know that.
And there is a lake in South America, Lake Nicaragua, which is full of bull sharks, which occasionally attack people. So the Bull Shark franchise posits the question, what would happen if bull sharks got into a lake in America?
Well, we know that means people have to die, but unfortunately, that's how the shark movies go.
They catch bull sharks in the Mississippi River all the time. They caught one in Alton, Illinois, 1,000 miles from the Gulf of Mexico.
So that's why I stay my ass out of the water.
I don't blame you
the worst
at
thing,
all.
Not that I would get into the Mississippi River, but if I were to die because of a shark in the Mississippi River.
Seriously. Yeah, you'd be like, I need a judge's ruling on this.
Yeah, it's like, that's not fair. Wrong. I'm not supposed to encounter a shark. I like how you did that, Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. I just snuck that in there.
When we come back, we have to talk about your full throttle summer on the Watch Free Plus app.
You got it.
And I'm looking at this list. Yeah. Mm-hmm,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
I put this together with you in mind. So
I appreciate you. You paid close attention to me, I can tell. We'll have more with Chris Woolsey in just a moment of Vizio TV. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. Mark Runner now has the news.
Governor Newsom's condemning the armed deployment of federal immigration agents in MacArthur Park yesterday, calling it politically motivated and disruptive to one of LA's most vulnerable communities. Newsom also says the National Guard members who were protecting people during wildfires are now being used as political pawns. President Trump says the U.S. will be sending more weapons to Ukraine. This is after the administration had paused some weapons shipments there, claiming the U.S. military stockpile was being depleted. And today, July 8th, is National Raspberry Day. Celebrated with the fruit or the verbal variety of raspberry, that's your business. Now we got cones on the 710 in Long Beach.
That's heading northbound from Del Amo to Long Beach Boulevard. You'll see the right lane coned off for roadworks, scheduled to end at 6 a.m. And if you're on the 210 westbound in Arcadia, right at Santa Anita Avenue, the 3 right lanes have been reopened for you there from an earlier car fire that's been extinguished. Your drive is recovering from Huntington Drive. And the 15 northbound heading into the Cajon Pass, looking at some stop-and-go traffic from the 215. That clears up at the 138. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Pedro Moreno.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. continue their dream of education, or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Anybody who's 14 and believes that they're in the wrong body,
they need a lot of support. They need a lot of love. First, before you medically intervene.
You have a responsibility for whatever happens with your kid. We're going to protect you and keep you safe. I'm not going to physically change your body right now.
Right. Gary and Shannon.
Because it still has plenty of changes that it's got to go through on its own time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
It's Advanced Hair's biggest savings event of the year. Address hair loss with their simple one-day treatment and save. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow. Details at advancedhair.com. Advancedhair.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-506-9295. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-506-9295. That's 800-506-9295.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-377-9234. 800-377-9234. 800-377-9234.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that there are lots of things that can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's technicians are specially trained to diagnose what's causing your engine light to come on and fix it, no matter what it is. Keep your eyes on the road and your ears open for another episode of AMCO's Bet You Didn't Know.
AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-377-9234. 800-377-9234. 800-377-9234.
Hey there, history fans. iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast. It's called American History Hotline, where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
next Bill Handel show, RFK Jr. takes on M&M's. A colorful clash over food dyes. You get it? Colorful? Yeah, that worked. That and more coming up at 8:30 tomorrow with Dr. Jim Keeney. That's on the next Bill Handel show.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. I'm still joined in studio by Chris Woolsey of Vizio TV, and we're discussing the latest offerings on the Watch Free Plus app. Last segment, Chris, we talked about Shark Attack, where you told us about Sharknado 1, 2, and 3, Open Water 1, 2, and 3, and Bull Shark 1, 2, and 3, which are available and free. And now let's talk about Full Throttle Summer on the Watch Free Plus app.
Excellent. Yes. And, so you and I have talked before about the struggles in the theaters, trying to get people into the theaters, trying to get enough good movies into the theaters to get people to actually go to physical locations to watch movies. And we just thought, well, if people aren't going to be going to the theaters to see action films, if there aren't enough great action films to attract people, we're going to bring it to Watch Free Plus so people can watch them for free.
I can dig it. What's up first?
So Full Throttle Summer, it's a great hub. There's tons. And just like Shark Attack, if you have the mobile, there's a Full Throttle Summer channel. And then you've got the hub for Full Throttle Summer on the on-demand experience. We obviously have talked about good Sir Bruce Willis many a times. And he has, like Nick Cage, he has a whole spectrum of films that a lot of people either missed when they were out or they forgot about. And there's just some hidden gems there. One of them is the 2020 film Breach, which is a sci-fi film.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's fun. It's basically Alien meets Night of the Living Dead. So he's on a spaceship that's traveling, and while there's a few people that are like in there's like millions of people on this ship that are in cryostasis, and then there's a crew who are actually awake and operating the ship. And I'm not going to blow it for you, but a presence gets onto the ship that begins
probably an alien presence.
Quite possibly.
Not definitely, but probably.
Yes. And it's starring, obviously, Bruce Willis, Cody Hersley from Riverdale, who played Moose, Rachel Nichols from A Million Little Things. And it is pretty terrifying. It has all of the jump scares of the Alien films that everybody loves, but also the infection of like a zombie infection. I don't know. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay, I know you got some Nicolas Cage for me, because I think of action, I think of Nicolas Cage.
Always, as well you should. And we do. We've got 2019 Running with the Devil, great cast, Nicolas Cage, Lawrence Fishburne, Cole Hauser, who I love.
He's always great. He may not be a leading man, but he's great in movies like Pitch Black.
Yes.
That's
right. I forgot he was in
Oh,
Pitch
yes.
Black.
I'm a Cole Hauser fan.
Yeah.
He's a good a-hole.
He's a really good a-hole.
He's probably a nice guy in real life. I just don't say.
Absolutely. But, man, he nails the a-hole. Barry Pepper, who I think is one of the most underutilized dramatic actors. Leslie Bibb from Iron Man. It's about the CEO of a multinational conglomerate, played by Barry Pepper, sends his two best executives on this wild goose chase that ends up is about why the conglomerate's drug supply is getting hijacked. So it ends up this multinational conglomerate is actually running drugs, and Nicolas Cage and Lawrence Fishburne get out to the middle of nowhere to try to figure out what exactly is going on. And it is super intense, lots of intrigue and espionage and tons of fun action, as you'd always expect with young Mr. Cage.
Yes, I appreciate young Mr. Cage more so than older Mr. Cage. Sometimes he just kind of mails it in.
Sure.
But he's eminently watchable, and he's someone I'm always going to watch regardless.
We always say that he's like microwave pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
It's still edible.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, give me one more. Oh, yes.
I put this on specifically for you.
Thank you very much.
So this is 2021 action flick, Night of the Sicario, which is not part of the Sicario franchise.
No, it can be confusing.
Yes. and I didn't realize Sicario is the Spanish word for hitman, which I didn't realize, even though I had watched both the Sicario films and just never looked that up. So, but it is starring Natasha Henstridge.
The very lovely
from Species.
Yes.
Which I went to go see just before moving, after I graduated from college, just before I moved to Los Angeles, and that sealed my desire to work in the entertainment industry just so I could work with
And Michael
her.
Madsen was in that.
He
just recently passed.
God rest his soul. Yeah. Yep.
Natasha Henstridge, she can come on the show anytime.
Okay, well,
not you, but she can.
Right, absolutely. Manny Perez is in it. Costas Mandalore from the Saw franchise, but it's really good. It's a police officer has to hide a young girl in witness relocation or witness protection because she's going to testify against a big drug lord. And then, of course, the drug lord sends every assassin known to man to try to kill this little girl.
It's a story which may ring familiar, but it's still told well.
Absolutely. Yep. Very fun.
Now, how many movies did you have to maybe sift through to narrow it down to these that you wanted to feature on the Watch Free Plus app?
Quite a few, but the fun thing about Full Throttle Summer is they drop new movies every week. So every Friday,
that's key.
There are 2 fresh movies thrown into the mix. So even if you go and you don't see anything that you're super excited about, check back on Friday because boom, there's 2 more blockbusters that we're going to drop. So
we're talking about the Watch Free Plus app on Vizio TV. And for those who don't know, we always need to reset it so they know how they can find it, where it is it something they download, all the particulars.
Exactly. So if you have a Vizio TV, it's already pre-installed. You just turn it on. There on the home screen, click on the Watch Free Plus icon, and it'll open the app up for you. You can start watching immediately. There's tens of thousands of free TV shows and movies on there. If you don't have a Vizio TV, it's not a problem. You just go to your favorite app store, download the free Vizio app, sign up for a free Vizio account, go in, and there are over 300 free streaming channels, each one built around a different genre or subject matter, and there are tens of thousands of free titles on there.
And we love some free. I mean, seriously. And sometimes we take for granted how much good stuff is out there, but available for free, and there's no need to just pay for things unnecessarily.
Absolutely. You can have a couple of subscriptions, but
of course,
utilize the free. The free is there for you.
Now, we need to get this on Mark Ronner's TV, if only because he is our in-house reviewer of both movies and also platforms.
Well, you got my attention with the space zombie one, Breach?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to see that.
See?
Very fun. Highly recommended.
Chris Woolsey, how can people find you real quick?
I am on several of the social medias, IDGHAYZOOS on Twitter. I'm Chris Woolsey on Facebook, Instagram. I think I'm CS Woolsey. Hit me up. And of course, Vizio and Watch Free Plus. We've got handles all over the place, so you can find us. And hit me up. I need more friends. So.
I'm going to hit you up, and hopefully we'll get to see you in maybe 2 weeks.
You will, as a matter of fact, just before I head out for my European vacation.
Oh, where are you going? Real quick.
We're going to Paris. We're going to Bruges. We're going to Amsterdam, and then we are going to Spain, to the countryside. My sister, sainted sister, and her beautiful husband have a little house out in the middle of Spain, and we are going to do nothing.
All right.
I'm excited.
Well, please take some pictures for us.
I will.